So, if you've been a part of the indie horror fan base in the past few years, you'll know that things can be weird, wild, and undeniably out there. But there always seemed to be something behind the curtain, something you can understand about the buzz. FNAF started it all and is a genuinely well-built, pretty unique at the time, experience. Bendy was actually pretty unique as well with its premise and especially its visual style, and even the likes of Hello Neighbour, Poppy Playtime and Baldi's Basics all had things they could offer. Garten of Banban, this thing is a fucking enigma to me. I have so many questions, and if you've seen the thumbnail, you know at least some of them. Is this the most well-crafted, most successful joke to ever hit the gaming scene? Or was it just a joke during Chapter 1? Was it ever? Join me as I crawl through the rabbit hole of the Euphoric Brothers, gaming on YouTube, and the madness of Garten of Banban. Okay, first of all, I'm going to really quickly summarise the story and lore we have at this time of writing. And bear with me, whether you know nothing, or you've seen someone's playthrough, or God forbid you've played them yourselves, things are about to get weird. In Garten of Banban, you play as an unnamed, unknown parent who has apparently lost their child in Banban's kindergarten. And wait, is that what garden means? Is it short for kindergarten? What? Anyway, the far too late revelations aside, we of course discover not all is as it seems. Monsters lurk in the hallways and underneath the play place, and what seems to be a whole city created underground for these things, ranging from the somewhat understandable testing chambers, prisons, to whatever this room is supposed to be, and a whole ass castle. So yeah, things get pretty chaotic pretty quickly. Shocker, I know. We meet a cookie cast of characters. Some they were able to afford actual voice actors for, and some, well...
You know, on a normal day you'd be standing where I am, behind the safety of this glass.
Well, we'll talk about you in a moment. Whew, boy. So yeah, we meet a lot of characters, we do a lot of puzzles, but to be entirely honest, there's not that much story to speak of at all. The game is similar to Bendy and the Ink Machine, in that it begins with us entering this seemingly normal world, then falling into a twisted hellscape and continuously falling deeper and deeper and deeper. Now, I have a lot of problems with the first Bendy game, but at the very least there's a constant understandable motive for why we're doing what we're doing. When we're pulling levers or searching for items or fighting boss battles, it's either to get to an exit for this twisted world, or on occasion rescue a captured friend. Here though, there's so much that's so random. In what other game can you put together a girlfriend for the spider monster that's hunting you? In what other game will you, for no discernible reason, go through a fever dream road trip with the main monsters of the game while they argue?
Feels like we've been in this car forever. So, Singer, when are we arriving at this place called Beach?
Garten of Banban can be so out of pocket and bizarre, but what makes this weirdness so extra is the fact that they are the exception, not the rule. For the most part, Garten of Banban is the most by-the-numbers, milquetoast, basic-ass horror game you'll have ever seen. Happy-go-lucky mascots turned into terrifying monsters, kidnapped/murdered children, the mascots being turned into monsters via science experiments involving a lot of dead children. Notes from workers about how all this began. There's even the whole, these mascot creatures are actually, gasp, the people that worked here. Never seen that before. It's like they followed a join the dots book by painting by numbers, in that it kinda works, but yet it really doesn't. Honestly, the whole thing seems like, I don't know, almost like what would happen if you fed mascot horror game inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's, Poppy Playtime and Bendy and the Ink Machine into a cheap rusty blender that you found while dumpster diving. Or maybe fed that into an algorithm. Look, there was one point where I was pretty convinced that AI played a significant role in the creation of the game. There was the overall story, like I mentioned, but also the voices. Like, can you listen to this and tell me you'd be surprised if it wasn't a human behind the mic?
3 birds with 1 stone. I get all of your keycards, I get the perfect specimen, and I don't have to deal with that thing down there. And it's all thanks to you.
However, upon exhaustive research, I have found that this is not the case. And by exhaustive research, I mean looking on the Euphoric Brothers YouTube channel and finding videos made by them talking in the exact same voice. I mean, it could technically still be AI, I guess, but then we'd be going into real rabbit hole conspiracy theory territory, and I'd rather keep things more focused and real. For example, you know what's real? These bloody models. Now, dear viewer, I shall not lie to you. I know about as much when it comes to coding and programming as your average magpie, which is to say, not a lot. However, I think that says something when even I am able to see that these models are just not good.
It's not very good at all.
On screen are just a few examples of the majesties of this game's modelling, and now's our main guy Banban compared to an actually competently made monster model. You don't even need to look at the utterly ridiculous amount of polygons crammed into every single one of these things. You just need to look at them! What kind of person makes a model like this? Someone sane? I don't think so. With the millions of polygons, uncanny yet generic designs, and the strange miscolorings, veins, and other weird details, these models were another aspect that I genuinely thought could have been created by an AI. There's a lot of AI 3D model generators out there, it's possible. Unlike the voice acting situation, this is something that's not been disproven, and most likely never can be. But, like, if the answer isn't this, what the hell else could it be? I mean, okay, I will absolutely give Garten of Banban this. With its bizarro environments and its unique, but not really in a good way, character design, along with the robotic, strange-ass voice acting in the first 3 chapters, and even the music, especially that violin in every single teaser. It's the closest any piece of media has come, at least in my opinion, to feeling like a dream, a bad dream. Everything is recognisable but not quite right. The world's really off, but you just bunker down and get on with it. FNAF 4 has nothing on this. And if it's intentional to be that way, then I would applaud the dev team. I really would. But I don't think that has ever been the intention. And you know what? I think that sentence can summarise how I feel about this series as a whole. As in, if this game and the Euphoric Brothers know exactly what they're doing, if the Garten of Banban games are meant to be this satirical spin on the mascot horror genre, with its stupid looking characters that act and sound like they don't give a single shit, practically plagiarised lore and story beats, and for lack of a better term, crap merch store set up on day 1? If that was all meant to be tongue-in-cheek for how stupid and kiddie and low quality the mascot horror scene has become, I don't even know. What can you even say? It would be the greatest rug pull since me thinking that another FNAF video would do well. But we're well past the point of no return. I think this could have been a possibility for Chapter 1, maybe for Chapter 2, and maybe for Chapter 3, but with 4 that option is out. I do think there is a very significant chance that it could have started that way, and they never ever expected it to get as gargantuan as it did, and are just rolling with the punches. And with Chapter 4, the new voice actors are much better, they're having less and less things straight up ripped off from other franchises, making up their own. Not that it makes it any better, mind you. It seems they are genuinely trying to up the quality. Somewhat. Also, this really should have been a secret Easter egg that you could find, not so in your face, what is going on here, what is happening. But I'm not here to nitpick, because all of you know that it's not worth it for these games. I'm here to answer the question of, what the hell is Garten of Banban? And to that, I have to say, it's a cash grab. Of course it's a cash grab. But it's a cash grab that nobody ever expected to blow up in the way it has. And now the brothers essentially have a free money pit that they can do anything with. I'm genuinely fascinated as to how ridiculous and crazy they can make the next few chapters. Literally anything is possible by this point. Anything they do will make money, and I just want them to go all out with it, please. This is Garten of Banban's world, and we're all just living in it. May as well enjoy the ride. Until next time, friends!